Nature, one of the most powerful forces that we know. As a species, we are turning our minds finally to harnessing that power, whether it be through solar, wind, or hydroelectric. There is, however, one piece of nature which we're not quite harnessing properly yet, and that is how to power the biomechanical machines that we live in, our bodies. What on earth am I doing on a boat, I hear you ask? I'm here to bring you to the birthplace of #1 rosemary water, a small town called Acciaroli, just south of Naples, in Italy. So come with me and explore this first step on my journey to becoming nature's Superman. Yeah, I went there. I get to sail to a beautiful 1,000-year-old Italian village and discover what it is about. And rosemary is so embedded here in the culture, it's considered the norm. But for me, it's still a discovery. And I find that incredibly exciting.
What's that?
#1 rosemary water are tapping into the power of herbs. Herbs have the ability to make our bodies stronger, smarter, more efficient versions of ourselves.
Hi, Harry.
Hi.
Welcome to Acciaroli. This is my village.
Thank you very much. Tell us about your town.
Yeah, my town is very special for me, but I am the mayor.
Of course.
So everything in Acciaroli is special for me. Many people talk about Acciaroli, and if you want, you can discover a small village was built 1,000 years ago.
1,000 years ago.
Yeah, Acciaroli in Cilento is very famous because the people live long. But the most important thing is not only long, well.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, so they live long and they live well.
1 on 8 people live more than 19 years old.
More than 90?
Yeah.
La mia nonna, quando è morta, 101 anni.
Okay,
Yeah.
now, does that have anything to do with this?
Yes. If you walk around Acciaroli,
Right.
you can find the rosemary everywhere.
Okay, it's all grown wild around the
Yeah.
village.
But the rosemary is one of the most important reasons for live long and well.
Okay, so it's in the food. It's in the
Yeah.
diet here. Okay, well, I'm going to go explore the village a bit, if I may, and find some rosemary and find my friends.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
See you next time.
It's been a real pleasure.
Yeah.
Alla prossima.
Bye.
Ciao. Buongiorno. I'm now going to introduce you to the founder of #1 Rosemary Water and see what else we can find out. So, just a quick introduction. I was looking for an environmentally responsible water, and David had a water.
I think when we met Henry, we realised that we were going to get on with him. You know, he's an A-list Hollywood movie star, but he's sort of, I guess, become a friend, and we feel like when we're working, it's like a family. You know, we're in this together, but he is Superman, but it just feels really nice.
What is rosemary water?
We make a drink with fresh rosemary extract and water.
Okay, pretty simple. Why rosemary? Why Acciaroli? What led you to this village in particular?
My wife and I, Bonita, were reading an article in a newspaper, and
Okay.
it said, fairly sensational article,
No, not the newspaper.
want to live to 100,
Okay,
eat rosemary.
yeah.
And we looked at the article and we said, wow, note to self, let's eat more rosemary.
Okay,
It's awfully difficult to eat in the sort of amount that these wonderful villagers are eating. So we thought, let's drink it.
right, what's the next step? Did you just stick some rosemary in a glass of water and leave it overnight?
I wish it were that simple, my friend. From the word go, we wanted a drink with no sugar, no additives, no plastic. This was sort of our kind of halo effect, if you like.
Let's sit down, let's grab some food.
Let's do that.
And meet Bonita, and
Okay.
then we'll talk about it some more.
Great stuff.
Cool.
Okay.
There she is.
Hello.
I think we have soul in this, and then with Henry, who's got so much soul and so much integrity, I think it's a beautiful relationship.
So, what is special about Acciaroli is that they actually use... They actually in Acciaroli.
I quite like that.
Yeah, I quite like it
it.
too.
We'll use it again.
They actually use rosemary in all the food and the cooking.
Yep.
The villagers here eat the rosemary. They
Okay.
put it in their food. It's clean, it's pure, and that's
Right.
what we wanted
Yeah.
to recreate.
Okay, so if you eat this the sprig of
If you
rosemary,
eat the sprig
stalk
of-
and all,
Yeah.
you'll get the same thing
Yeah,
as, say,
absolutely.
drinking
But it's
this.
quite a difficult herb to eat.
Yeah.
And in our fabulous bottle, it's about that much of a sprig.
So we just wanted to bottle what the village had because we knew we wouldn't be able to be sitting there eating rosemary every day. But the village now has become a huge part of our lives because it's our backstory, and for such a wonderful, beautiful but relatively unassuming village, it holds a huge secret.
We know about people here, 1 in 8 live to the age of 90 plus.
Yep. Healthily.
Healthily. What is it in rosemary that is good for us?
The really heavyweight one is rosmarinic acid, which is a really powerful anti-inflammatory. Where people live to sort of old age quite healthily,
Right.
there tends to be some kind of anti-inflammatory in their diet.
Okay.
I am of an age now, I'm 68, and I don't mind saying that. I'm very proud of my age. My husband's 21 years younger, so this is hopefully going to give me more time with my darling husband.
So I said, let's get rosemary water, and sort of Googling away, trying to find it, and I just couldn't find anywhere in the world that made it, which was a bit odd. So I said to Bonita, I'm going to make rosemary water. She looks at me and says, okay. Then it got a little bit more serious because then when I went to the drinks company and said, right, we're going to make rosemary water, and they said, okay, why? I said, it's on the story of the village and all this wonderful, the reason we're here. And they went, that's a really good idea. The only thing is, you're going to need an extract, not a flavour.
Okay.
Most drinks are made
And
with
that was a
flavours.
huge moment.
That was a big
The
moment
extract
because it
is-
turned from something that was, let's make a relatively uncomplicated drink, to let's make a really complicated drink.
Right. A botanical drink.
A botanical drink. which
Botanical
then-
science
Yeah.
then started to kick in.
Okay.
And that's when I came home and I said, this is going to be actually quite complicated and probably quite expensive because nobody's done it before.
The bottle has to be sprayed. It doesn't. You can't make
Wrapped
it.
in plastic.
No.
Yeah.
It's not wrapped in plastic. There's no plastic. Everything is completely recyclable.
It is environmentally responsible, it's ethical, and it is good for you too. And David and Bonita, to them, that's extraordinarily important. That this is a product for the future of the planet, as well as for our own bodies.
The next part of the story was we knew the village, we knew the inspiration, we had the wonderful bottle, we'd extracted everything. I wanted to do clinical trials on our extract. I felt this was really important, that we could hold up some science, if you like.
Right.
So we went to Dr. Mark Moss at Northumbria University. He's relatively famous as you can be in rosemary circles. He'd been studying it for 12 years. He'd been on the BBC. So we did the trials and we successfully proved that, just 20 minutes after drinking this rosemary water shot, your memory and focus improved by up to 15%, which is, it's a quite a big range of improvement. And that was peer-reviewed and finally published, which now it becomes science. And that was, for us, quite an important part of the process.
I think it's really important that people can trust what we're saying because that is the truth of this whole journey that we're on.
The scientists identified a couple of compounds actually. So cineol 1,8, rosmarinic acid, some form of glucosamine.
What is glucosamine?
Well, if you have arthritis,
Right.
you should try to take glucosamine.
Okay.
And the
It's very
people in the
good for
village,
joints.
according to the scientists, they didn't suffer from a lot of arthritis.
Okay.
So it's a naturally forming compound inside rosemary.
Okay, so studies are saying that
Yes.
anti-inflammatory properties of something will assist in living longer well.
In this village, it's the rosemary.
Right.
So when the scientists were sort of looking at the village, studying it, the high density of these people, they thought the differentiator was rosemary.
Okay, so it has an anti-inflammatory effect, which is also good for arthritis, but great for living longer and living well.
Yes.
It also increases one's cognitive ability.
Yeah. And how it does that is because it oxygenates the blood to the brain.
Right.
You have two arteries here pushing blood up to the brain.
Yep.
It's like a turbocharger for the brain.
I'm going to get up and say goodbye. Thank you very much. Great pleasure. Good to see you. One of the things that resonated the most with me, with David and Bonita, are their characters and personality. They not only clearly in a loving relationship, and there's integrity in their relationship, which translates through to everything they do. They're fun. They're enjoying life. It's not just a massive corporate move to, make a cash grab. It's all about what they believe in. It's about they drink this. They actually made it for themselves first, and they went, hold on a second, this is a great idea. Let's make it for everyone. I hope you've enjoyed learning about this, and I hope you join me on the rest of my journey to discover all the other super herbs of the world. To your health.